This is a message of Lee Thumb's food and fluid fasting from the man jail on May 25, 2012. This message was translated from Vietnamese to English by Bat Phuong. Today, May 25th, I start my food and fluid fasting so I would be unconscious in the next 10 days. I want that on the 22nd of June, the day I will be sentenced in court, the judge to read the sentencing decision to a dead body instead of to a living person. Since no living person, especially me, would accept such an illogical and unjust decision, I am a fighter for justice. I cannot ignore any injustice imposed on other people, let alone on myself. I will refuse food and fluid until I die, not only to demand justice for myself, but also to demand a law to punish those witnesses who lied under oath, who had contempt for justice and contempt for the law when they make an oath in court. Witnesses for the prosecutor have fabricated symptoms caused by pepper spray such as coughing, itchiness and stinging, watery eyes, and people rushing out of the theater. These contradicted entirely with the images and videos, which proved that the spectators only left the theater after the MC announced a 4-minute break after Nam Vinh Hung was sprayed with fish sauce, and the majority of spectators were still in their seats at 8:18. In other words, 10 to 11 minutes after the spraying of fish sauce mixed with perfume. All spectators were behaving normally, coming and going normally, as if the spray of fish sauce had never taken place. The most important thing is that the police had destroyed the evidence, which was the perfume bottle containing the fish sauce. Sergeant Kiet Nguyen had deleted the interview with the excuse that the recording machine had broken down last year and that the convention center had destroyed the video recording the police using force on me. Instead of taking a sample of the fish sauce on Nam Vinh Hung's face to the lab for testing and getting the pepper spray can, which I had hidden in my bra and my underpants, to check to see their weights were intact or had they been used, and putting the spout of the pepper spray under the microscope to see if there were traces of pepper inside of it or if it was clean, then the spray had never occurred. The police asked for the chemical inside the can to be tested to see if they were pepper spray or not. Obviously, pepper spray is pepper spray. The question is which can was used for spraying when both were full and had never been used. Sergeant Hausman, on purpose, wrote in his report some very rude expressions coming from his own sick mind and pretended they were my words. I said that the second spray can was in my underpants, but he wrote in his report to the police, the suspect said he stuck the spray can to his penis. In the second report, he changed to stuck to his groin, and finally he wrote hid in his underpants. Sergeant Kiet asked me, "Why did you spray?" And I never mentioned using pepper spray. I only used the word spray, but he wrote in his report that I admitted using pepper spray after he had deleted the interview, which was the evidence so he could make a false statement to fit his dark agenda. Not mentioning that he called a 1.5-inch long wound where blood soaked all over my face, neck, and shirt a small bump, which meant a small bump. He also fabricated that I was proud and showed no remorse. How could a person, being called Mr. Impossible, who does things that no one can do, could be proud of a thing that even kids can do, and do it more easily and safely? The police had falsely declared that I sprayed pepper. I used this opportunity to tell the media how Vietcong planned to use Nam Vinh Hung as an assault weapon, and the bad consequences for the Vietnamese community, the whole USA and American people in the future, once Vietcong took control of the Vietnamese community, and at the same time, I used this to stop Vietcong artists from coming to America for the past 2 years. Had I denied from the beginning, then the American media would have no interest to interview me. Besides, I also applied the principle beating them with their own stick, waiting until the day when I was under oath in court to expose the police and the witnesses by using images and videos to prove that the police and Tony Nin had lied while under oath, so the law could punish them. However, the Red Mafia behind them had manipulated the American justice, increased my offenses from 4 to 6. The bail was increased from $25,000 to $52,000, and then to $100,000, and finally had influenced the decision of the court through the prosecutor and police, so that the jury had to charge me for 3 accounts of felony and 2 accounts of misdemeanor. I decided to fast. In other words, I won't have food nor drink until I die. I need to do so for the effect to be seen in the next 7 to 10 days. I will fast until I die to demand justice for myself and to demand the law to punish those who lied under oath, such as police officers Hosman, Gilbert, Kiet Nguyen, particularly Tony Nin, the traitor, must be jailed for lying under oath when he said he was a spectator and not the organizer of the show to avoid paying tax for unlawfully hiring the artist. Just as he claimed that he used pepper spray, which caused pain right to the end of the show, there were images of him dancing with excitement and joy. Once again, I thank all my fellow country people all over the world, especially those who always came to support me in court. And I am determined to fast until death, if the court does not dismiss all the accusations, and if the court does not subpoena all the witnesses who lied under oath to appear in court for. Among them were the police officers and those Viet Cong pawns whose names were mentioned previously.